PSG is dead. Well, ici c'est Paris. I don't know. Yeah, another big crash, and well, I don't know about as expected, because if we looked at the first 45 minutes, you'd say, well, PSG did their job. They were ahead 2-0. Everything was good. Everything was fine. You just have to learn how to kill off matches. You have to know how to be able to get the job done, play collectively well. But man, you know what? There's two things that really just stood out to me. Mindset is an amazing thing. It can be so contagious, both good and bad. Both good Real Madrid, I don't know if they looked dead and dusted, but it looked very complicated. It looked very complicated at one point. All it took is for Gianluigi Donnarumma to make a mistake, and PSG fell apart. PSG just seemed like a very fragile team. It's like a boxer with a tremendous skill set. It's a boxer that can jab, a boxer that has a tremendous hook, that has great footwork, everything. The only thing that happens is that you punch them in the jaw, they're knocked out. It just seemed that way. Because you can go and you can blame a lot of people for PSG's latest debacle. You can go and you talk about Mauricio Pochettino, you can talk about Marquinhos, you can talk about Donnarumma, you can talk about a whole lot of people. But it was a series of mistakes that started occurring, and when mistakes were made and the morale, the mental fortitude of that team was tested, it fell down like a house of cards. It just absolutely did. It was soft. It was a team that was very fragile mentally. And mind you, it's shocking to say that, knowing the players that you have. When I was on Sportsmax, they're saying, who's the alpha male on this team? And I'm like, maybe Sergio Ramos. That doesn't do you any good. He's played what, 3-4 games tops? That doesn't do you any good. Maybe the guys in the midfield who happen to be the ones that dominated the first leg and truly held Madrid, not just with a clean sheet, but with a clean slate of no shots on target. Maybe you could say them. Maybe you could say Kylian Mbappé, but I think Mbappé, in his case, it's, hey, you're our flagship player. You go and you lead the charge. Messi's no longer about that. Messi, hey, I'll accompany. I'll go. No problem. It's all good. I'll follow you guys. Neymar's more, well, you know what? I'll try. I'll do what I can. I'll help you out. I got your back. But never did you see an alpha male, if you understand what I mean, in a figurative standpoint or a collective standpoint, if you will. It's about personality. It's about pedigree. It's about mystique. And today, it was that Madrid mystique, that midweek magic, that Champions League lore that you're accustomed to hearing every time Real Madrid are down, and they just, you can hate them, you can love them, whatever, it doesn't matter, but you have to respect them. Madrid, they can be good, they can be bad, but those Madrid teams are obligated to fight. That's the ultimate value of Madridismo. That's the ultimate value that this club, clutches to. Showing courage, showing valor, showing, courage in front of adversity, which is this game was pure Madrid values that put them forward. Some say luck. I'm not a big believer in that. Some would say being able to take advantage of mistakes. Yeah, absolutely. There were some horrid mistakes. Marquinhos, people were saying, well, you know what? Maybe Messi should start looking for a place to hide. Maybe we should find a place to hide for Marquinhos and for Donnarumma, for starters. It's a lot of things. You can look at Mauricio Pochettino and say, you know what? His job is done. He's gone. He's history. Especially now. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't last the season. I would not be the least bit surprised if tomorrow Mauricio Pochettino's gone. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if by the end of this month, Zinedine Zidane's the new coach of PSG. I'm not saying, I don't have any facts, I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised. It's something else, man. You know, when your project was all about bringing in these big names, you bring in Achraf Hakimi, you bring Messi, you bring Sergio Ramos, you bring Donnarumma. Messi in important moments in this game didn't show up. Did he play poorly? He wasn't the worst. He wasn't the best. He just hasn't found his stride. He has played with Neymar and Mbappe, if you include today, 11 times. Are those excuses? No. He didn't show up. That's the way it is. Neymar looks like he's 2 or 3 gears slower than he used to be. It just seemed that he was just with the emergency brake on. Doesn't have that burst of speed, that difference-making capability in that first couple of steps. Not anymore, at least. Seems like injuries have taken a toll on him. I'm obviously talking about PSG first. Mauricio Pochettino made horrid mistakes. I was at one time, hey, why isn't Di Maria in? Why isn't Di Maria in? Why isn't Di Maria in? Goal number 3 comes in, he brings in Di Maria. It's like, then you bring in Julian Draxler. It's like, hey, bail me out. At that point, it's bail me out. It's a coach depending on a player after the coach made mistakes to bail him out after making a mistake. Don't kid yourselves. This is the measuring stick for PSG. It's not Liga. It's not anything else. It's this, and they failed, and they failed miserably. If they get eliminated in semis, they get eliminated in the final, or they lose the final. Yeah, it's a possibility. But to get eliminated in the knockout stage, and to get eliminated this way, after controlling the match for a good portion of it, and then having controlled the previous leg, that says a lot. That says a lot. Madrid did everything right. Carlo Ancelotti did everything right. He brought in Camavinga. He brought in Lucas Vazquez. They gave that extra bit of oomph, that bit of presence in the midfield, where they started winning battles. When Paredes came off and those 2 players came on, PSG lost every single midfield battle. Look, I'm just being honest. I'm being real when it comes to that. I said on Sportsmax, I said, look, guys, how's PSG going to react when they get punched in the mouth? It seemed like they weren't going to get punched in the mouth. It just seemed like they got right out Real Madrid's fist and made them hit them with that Donnarumma mistake. And after that, everything just fell apart. That's the way it is. I mean, football has those funny things. Football has those funny ways of going about, where you started to see a team that kind of was, they had the first one scored on them. All right, let's shut it down. Still had 25 minutes, 27, maybe a little bit more to play. How are you going to start shutting it down then? It is what it is. But PSG probably had, out of all the projects that they've had, this is the worst one. Because they absolutely failed when they needed to show why this project was built. So don't be surprised. Like I said, if Pochettino's gone, and even more so, don't be surprised if Messi's gone by the time this season's over.